What's up, YouTube? So, as you see in the title, and this is gonna be an unedited video. I won't do no edits for this video either, but as you see in the title, about Volition. Volition, man. I would hate to say it, but Volition, they kind of got a taste of their own medicine. Since, I mean, when they dropped SRR last year, you should have saw how much it sold the bag. And even the professionals made a video about it. He's made a video. Go check out his channel. Post a link in the description. And even my man, Cutthroat Baller. I think he changed his channel name, but I put the link in the description. But seeing Saints Row for real being treated like that by Volition, the people who made it, they destroyed what they created. That's a rhyme right there. They destroyed something they created, man. I'm not the biggest Saints Row fan, but I will say I had played Saints Row. And Saints Row is honestly one of probably the best open world, like GTA series of all time. It's kind of like GTA, and that's why I like it. I don't even think I tried to like the professional says. I don't even think they were really trying to copy GTA, but they were trying to make it somewhat like GTA, sort of like a crime game or whatever. Back in, I think the first Saints Row 1, SR1, it's in 2006. That's when they dropped their first Saints Row. SR2, 2008. SR3, which is 2011, bro. 2011. Which is probably the last good Saints Row game, I will say. And I liked it, SR3, man. SR3, Saints Row 3 was honestly probably their last good project. And it's sad to see, man, like, cause after SR3, it seemed like they just did not care to make Saints Row what it was meant to be afterwards. Like, I feel like it just ended when Saints Row 4 came out. Like, Saints Row, I think the Saints Row many of the fans knew and loved, it was gone. And I think in some way Volition kind of took a turn for the wrong direction. They were on the right path. And then they just decided to cheat themselves as time go more and more. I feel like they cheated themselves, especially with SRR, Saints Row Reboot, Cringe Row Reboot, Weenus Row Reboot, you name it. Call it whatever you want to call it in the comment section. But I think they sold the bag intentionally, and they knew what the outcome would be. And they knew that it was going to hurt them, but they still did it. And honestly, instead of that even being a scenario, I think Volition, they should have just handed it over to another company. I don't even think Bethesda would sell this hard. I don't even think Bethesda, despite the reputation, I don't even think they could sell this hard. And even GTA fans are talking about how Volition is now. Their studios have shut down. I bet even Rockstar is laughing at them. So, Oh yeah, my boy Guapi tried, and it's been a year. I think, believe it or not, Saints Row reboot SRR. It came out last year, August, and it's a sad day for Volition, but it's a good day for gaming. Cause what really matters, I think, what really matters in the community, in the gaming community, is that it's gonna wake up developers to wanna push out better games, to wanna work harder to make the game into something that the fans will know will have an impact. I think it's gonna want to push them to try harder, to not make the same mistake and learn from Volition's mistake. I think it's gonna I think it's gonna try to swift them away from disappointment, because I feel like in gaming all we've really been seeing is disappointment at the disappointment at the disappointment. And it's honestly sad. But this is about Volition though. I think pretty much, and I've never seen any company fall this hard, even Ubisoft. I don't even think Ubisoft would do this. And Watch Dogs 3, Watch Dog Legion was a good game. Watch Dog Legion was a nice game when it came out in 2020. And it was 10 times better than SRR. It was 10 times better than SRR. So that's not even comparable. But Ubisoft too, I know it's got a bad rep at the moment. But even then, despite Ubisoft's disappointments, you know, their pros make up for the disappointments. You know, I would say sometimes even their IQ would never stoop this low to put out a unfinished product and then not make it any better. Cause Volition did that. They put out an unfinished product, a product that nobody wanted or asked for, and was too early, was uncalled for, and then when it came, it wasn't even finished. It was exactly what we said it was, a disappointment. Saints Row reboot SRR, it was a disappointment. So it's nothing to feel sorry for at the end of the day. Saints Row, I believe, if they if if Volition is gonna announce another Saints Row game, which I think many fans in the community have lost hope for, they better hand it over to another studio, because obviously they can't get the job done. They can't get the job done at this point. Like, it's all the trust is falling out of their hands. They lost all trust. So, and the fans are gonna have the last laugh at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it. So it's basically it's always gonna fall back on them for not doing what the fans desire. But they put out an unfinished product, and after they put out the unfinished product, they tend to make it even worse. And I heard Saints Row Saints Row reboot, it only got 2 DLCs. I heard it only got 2 DLCs, which is crazy. 2 DLCs, and those DLCs probably brought players back. but only for like less than a week, probably less than 2 days, less than 3 days, maybe. The DLCs were were anything but special, or engaging. Like it was dead on arrival. SRR was dead on arrival, and even Jack Knight Finnegan said it himself. Dead on arrival. So, and I really feel like too, I because sometimes you have to give power to your belief. I really feel like this is gonna wake up a lot of game developers to want to try harder, to want to not fall into the same trap or keep falling in the same trap. Maybe take a different direction on how they move. So then that way, you know, they can reinsure the fans' trust. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing more important than, you know, your fan base's trust or your community's trust in you to want to make a great game, to want to make a game that players will keep coming back to, or a game that players will remember. And this is where Rockstar, I think, they do it 10 times better than Volition. 20 times better, even. Rockstar always creates games that players will come back to. They create games that players will remember. They create games that, you know, it's no limit to their lifespan. And those games keep you coming back. They keep you coming back. That's how good they are. So in no way can you say the GTA community is dead. In no way you could say the Rockstar community is dead. You could look at the Volition community and definitely say what they did to themselves. The result is highly justified. So Volition, I think they really cheated themselves. Volition really cheated themselves. You know, out of getting the fans' trust is back. And there's a lot of people that play Saints Row, but there's no coming back from that, man. So I hope if Volition is gonna learn a lesson, then it better be a different direction next time. And it better not be woke garbage. Cause I felt like they wanted it to happen. I felt like Volition, they wanted to see how fans would react, which is why they put out SRR last year. And they announced the trailer August 2021. It's been exactly 2 years ago around this time. 2 years. I literally remember watching it. 2 years ago, they put out that trailer. And then they released it last summer. 2 years ago, which is crazy. And despite the delays, they still effed up SRR. They even messed it up harder than Cyberpunk 2077 when it came out in 2020, I think. And one thing I will say that's different from SRR and Cyberpunk 2077 is when Cyberpunk came out, the game was absolute buggy as a mess. It was buggy. But the developers didn't cry back to the fans. The developers didn't criticize the fans. They didn't say they were haters. They didn't say you guys are just delusional. They just went ahead and fixed it. And props to them, bro. Props to the Cyberpunk Project Red, I think. Project Red. Props to them, man. Because, they knew they made a mistake and they learned from it and they worked on it. But Volition, they just deny they just deny their mistake, which doesn't make it any better. The mistake is right in front of their eyes. Saints Row reboot. And trying to come back crying to the fans is only hurting them more and more. Volition is that they have that type of mindset. Well, they'll just put out anything and over and over again they won't even own up to the mistake. And I feel so bad. Even Penguin Zero, as you see on the screen. It's nothing to feel bad about, man. The only thing to feel bad about is how Saints Row, if we're ever going to see another Saints Row game again. I don't feel bad for Volition for what they did. Even though I'm not a big Saints Row fan. This sets an example for the gaming community. So this is very important. I don't care if you're a GTA creator. Any type of games we play, bro. This sets an example for gaming as a whole. Because this is the state of gaming. And I've never seen anybody walk out this cold like Volition. I never seen any other developer take the L so big and then still not admit they were at fault for it. This is almost all their fault. It's honestly a cold L outside. People are calling out there. The proof is there. The proof is in the numbers of people playing Saints Row Reboot. And I could bet you it's probably not even freaking 3,000 people playing Saints Row Reboot. Numbers don't lie. That tells you the game is doing terrible. The game is trash. The game is ass. That tells you that they just don't try. That tells you Volition doesn't care. That tells you Volition is full of themselves. The proof is right there. Numbers don't lie. And no, it's hurting them more and more. Not even apologizing to the fans or the gaming community. The gaming community. Apologize to the gaming community for what you put out there, bro. Cause Volition, you didn't just accept. You didn't just upset Saints Row fans. You also disappointed the gaming community because you're feeding more and more into the pattern we've seen with gaming in the last 5 years. So you're only helping these other companies, these other gaming companies get away with what they're doing. And then you still gonna come out and praise yourself for it. Just give up the act, Volition. Man, you Volition. I hate to say it, but you definitely Volition. You deserve it. You deserve the reviews you got for Saints Row. Volition. You deserve the outcome you got for Saints Row reboot. So don't come back and bet. It ain't none of that. And it's final. It ain't none of that. You disappointed the gaming community. You disappointed the gaming community by just deliberately embarrassing yourself. Numbers don't lie. Fans don't lie either. And if the numbers don't lie, that could tell you for certain that this product was trash. The numbers are literally proving you wronger and wronger as the months go by. And this game gets deader and deader. So, I honestly want to say that might be all I have to say. Maybe I'll make another video on this. But that's all I got to say right now. But I think this is good for the gaming community because it's waking up more people, and I think it's even gonna wake up more developers too. I think it's gonna probably redirect some of the developers' mindsets. When it comes to putting in, that energy into making a great game. So, but tell me your thoughts in the comments though, and share this video out. This is my thoughts. Volition very well deserved it. This is something I don't see them coming back from either, because they knew what they were doing and they still did it. And they kept poking the eye of the shark. They kept poking the eye of the shark. And then when they tried to run away, it came back to bite them. See, if you poke a shark in the eye, you get swallowed whole. I will never forget that saying. If you poke a shark in the eye, you get swallowed whole. And Volition has been swallowed. They kept poking a bear, and it came back to bite them. So they really just cheated themselves in the end. They really just did themselves dirty in the end. And the outcome is nothing but justified. So let me know what you guys think of it. Comment down below if you play Saints Row. Let me know what you think about it. If you agree, let me know what you think about it. If you think Saints Row Reboot is a good game, good for you. If you think Volition didn't deserve it, tell me why. If you think Volition might be to come back from this, tell me why. If you think, they're 100% at fault for what they did, let me know. But honestly, man, if you do something, man, that's just like in life. If you do something, you gotta take responsibility for it. And Volition, they did something, but they failed to take responsibility for it. And it hurts them even more when they don't own up. So pretty much all I gotta say, that's karma right there. Don't do something and then not expect the same result back, because it goes full circle. But I hope gaming developers learn from this. I think they will. I think they will get better. I think gaming developers take this in the they'll start taking more accountability. This will show game developers how bad of the state gaming's in, and probably move into a different dimension of where gaming should, what state the gaming should be in. But yeah, you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, check out Ride Saucy 2, Mrs. Sauce God. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. That was just me rambling. But that's honestly what I think. But at the end of the day, the truth needs to be spoken about games. But yeah, share the video out. And peace out. Peace.